Stadium in Omaha, Nebraska. The 45th year of the College World Series as the best teams in the nation chase the dream of a national title. Today is a time of celebration, a day of youthful exuberance played out on a green field under the warmth and serenity of the Midwestern summer sun. And today is a time of remembrance. 50 years ago, America's youth rushed to the sands of Normandy, beaches with names like Omaha and Utah. Under the deadly blaze of German gunfire, all of them lost their innocence, and so many lost their lives, paying the ultimate price for our liberty and freedom. Let us not forget the sacrifice they made for all of us. Many of these valiant heroes are grandfathers today, and a trip to the ballpark still stirs memories of their innocent youth. Baseball flows timelessly through the decades, and here in Omaha, Nebraska, today's young men pay a tribute of thanks by playing the game with the same joy and passion of generations past. Strikeout for Paul Wilson. Eight of college baseball's best teams came to Rosenblatt Stadium in Omaha in search of a national championship. 2 are already gone. For the other 6, the quest continues. Good evening, everybody. Mike Patrick along with Fred Lynn. It's great to have you with us. As we have seen so often here in Omaha, the play of one individual can lift and carry a ball club. For Oklahoma in the opener, it was certainly Chip Glass.
Yeah, Chip Glass was the spark that they needed to get past Auburn in that opening ball game. And anytime Chip Glass gets a base hit, it's a potential triple. In this case, it was misplayed, and as you will see, this little guy can scoot around the bases. Here he comes chugging into third. The ball is misplayed on the relay, and he gets an inside-the-park homer.
For Arizona State, they came in seeded 8th in the College World Series, but after you see him play, it's hard to imagine.
I'm not quite sure how they got that number 8 seed, but this is a veteran ball club laden with juniors and seniors. Mike, they come in here hitting .330 as a team, and to top that, they're coming in here with a freshman pitcher who's 10-0.
And if they needed any extra incentive, they certainly have it this year. For more on that story, let's go down to field level and Larry Conley.
Jim Brock was diagnosed with colon cancer back in July of last year, and ever since then, he's been battling to try to get his club back to the College World Series here in Omaha. He wanted to do it for his players, but the feelings, the very strong feelings, are more so on his player side because they want to hand Jim Brock his 3rd championship.
He's pretty much what Sun Devil Baseball is about, and being part of this program, I mean, just seeing him there, you know, hurting like that and just being there for us makes us want to go out and just win.
I've always dreamed of having a national championship ever since I started playing at the college ranks, and especially to get it for Coach Brock. You never know how long he's going to be around baseball. So to give him one more national championship, I think it would be tremendous.
It's going to be an emotional day here in Omaha. We'll be back with the first pitch right after this.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the College World Series is brought to you by Midas, the Midas way, the way it should be. By the American Express card. Don't leave home without it. And by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Nothing quenches that deep down body thirst better than Gatorade.
Welcome back to the College World Series in Omaha, Nebraska. Let's take a look at the Oklahoma lineup. Larry Koschel, in his 4th year with the Sooners, has a 47-17 club. He's the only coach to bring 3 different schools to the series. Eric Thomas leads it off for Oklahoma. The junior is the starting left fielder. Right fielder Darvin Traylor is the second batter. He hits .355. A senior, Rick Gutierrez, bats third. He's the Big 8 player of the year. Damon Minor, the cleanup hitter, is the DH. He leads the club with 13 homers. Shortstop Rich Hills bats fifth in the order. The junior hitting .338. The sixth man is Chip Glass, a senior. He's the team's left fielder. Third baseman MJ Mariani hits in the 7 hole. He's a junior. Ryan Minor, Damon's twin brother, is 8th in the order and will play first base. And batting ninth, the freshman catcher, Javier Flores.
And the Sooners are going to be facing the freshman, 6'4", Hypo Spencer, who has a 10-0 record. That's right, 10-0 as a freshman. Of course, he has to be 11-0 as a sophomore. 3.72 ERA, and how does he do it? With a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, a hard slider, and a pretty good changeup. Todd Cady is going to be doing the catching, the regional MVP. At first base is going to be Damon Lemby. At second base, the most inspirational player on the team, Todd Delnos. At shortstop is Randy Benton. At the hot corner is Anton Williamson. And in left field is Billy McGonigal. And here you see one of the strongest arms in the College World Series. Billy firing a strike to the plate to get a Miami Hurricane runner. Super throw. And in center, a 400 hitter, Jacob Cruz. And in right, the team leader with 21 homers, Scott Shores.
And we are set to go with a winner's bracket game on an absolutely beautiful early evening for baseball. Very warm, wind blowing about 10 miles an hour to left field. And Eric Thomas will lead it off, a .308 hitter. Highly regarded player out of junior college, but got off to a terrible start, hitting only .215 at the end of March, and then has come on since then. Here you see the flags blowing in left. It was very still yesterday, but anything hit in the air to left field, you'll watch the outfielders just drift, drift, drift back. Slapped on the ground to short. Rich Hills. One gone. We want to check in with Larry Conley right now on the status of ASU coach Jim Brock. Larry?
Mike, I just wanted to pass the word on to you. Just before game time, I was down in the dugout visiting with the Arizona State club, and Jim Brock is not here. He came to the park, could not stay, and they have sent him back to the hotel. So we're not sure that he's going to ever be able to show up. And for everyone who doesn't know this, this is his first game to miss this year.
That's the lounge chair that Jim Brock has occupied since he has been battling liver cancer and struggling so hard against it. He has just been an inspiration to his ball club. We met with him this morning. It was great to see him again, and we wish he and his wife, Pat, all the very best, and hope Jim is feeling better. It is terribly hot out here right now, and that has to be very tough on him. When it cools off, hopefully he will be able to come back and join his ball club, because you know that's where he wants to be. Darvin Traylor with a 2-0 count. Ball 3, as Spencer has been very high. Bill Kinneberg will become the acting head coach. He and John Pearson will run the ball club in the absence of Jim Brock. Here's the 3-0. Strike called, and this is a lot of pressure on a freshman, regardless of how well he's done during the year.
Yeah, Mike, especially with the emotionally charged ASU Sun Devils. I mean, they had a little team meeting before the game. They all were charged up, and you know they want to play well. That's great, but a pitcher, especially a freshman pitcher, has to be able to harness that energy.
Ball 4 to Darvin Traylor, who draws his 49th walk. He leads the club in that category, and here are the weather conditions. 88 sweltering degrees with a high humidity. The wind blowing right to left at about 10 miles an hour at this point. And we can certainly understand Jim Brock with his condition why he would not be here right now. But typical June weather here in Omaha. Rick Gutierrez, a .345 hitter. The throw over to first to keep Traylor close. Even with the speed he has, only has 4 stolen bases in 10 tries.
You know, speaking with Larry Cochell, the head coach of the Oklahoma Sooners, they want to put as much pressure on this Arizona State defense, especially in the infield, as possible. So I would expect them to be running and hitting a lot, because this infield, if they have a weakness, it's the ability to field grounders routinely.
And we have seen bunt plays play a tremendous factor so far in this College World Series. The sod around the infield is loose, it appears. Had some rain a couple of days ago, and people have been falling all over the place. Gutierrez pulled the bat back 1-1. The All Big 8 Player of the Year is Gutierrez, first-team All-American from the baseball writers. And Larry Koshel really admires what this young man out of Long Beach, California has done, not only with his collegiate career, but with his life. Runner goes. The pitch is slapped through the hole. Beautiful. Gutierrez, and trying for third is Trailer. He's in there. Make something happen, and they did. The hit and run, the shortstop covers second. Gutierrez just pounds it through the hole, and Trailer never even slowed down.
Well, that's a very interesting comment, Mike, because normally with a right-handed hitter, the second baseman covers in this situation. Now, obviously, they know Gutierrez handles the bat well. They thought they'd cross him up. Too much thinking going on there. And McGonigal, we showed you his great arm. No one would even had a chance to throw out Trailer going into third, but he made it a fairly close play.
Damon Minor, who is 2 for 4 after one game in the College World Series, hitting .316 overall. Made the All-NCAA regional team as the DH. Another throw over to first. Gutierrez, 30 steals in 34 tries. He can fly. Another throw over.
The only problem with him stealing in this situation with the big left-hander up there, you know, he's got the first baseman where he wants him. He's got the big hole to shoot in. Plus, if he steals second, they'll probably walk Minor.
Exactly. And with the field conditions as they are, if you're going to hit the ball anywhere in the outfield, you'd like to see him pull it to right. We saw that tough sun field caused problems in the first game this afternoon when Miami committed 6 errors and still won, eliminating Auburn. Some pop-ups and fly balls were just so tough. Fake to third, look back to first. Gutierrez is not buying any of it. Check swing toward third. Mariani comes up and throws. The runner had to hold. At third, Gutierrez easily down to second. So runners at second and third with 2 gone here in the top of the first.
I'd like to take a look at this stance for the 6'7" Damon Minor. Notice how far away he is from the plate and how open he is. But he does get his lead foot back towards the pitcher, which squares up his shoulders. But in that situation, boy, there you go. He tried to protect the runner. He didn't want to swing at that pitch. He saw the runner going. Let your big guy take a hack.
Rich Hills comes up with 2 out and 2 on. All-conference shortstop. 2 years in a row for this ball club. He's out of Yorba Linda, California. And the first inning, very crucial in these ball games, especially with a freshman pitcher out there. If he can get out of this without a run, he'll get a big lift.
Yeah, it will bolster his confidence immensely. I mean, you know this kid is nervous. I mean, he's only a freshman, first time here, obviously.
Hit to right center. On comes Trailer. Can't get there. It drops. 1 run is home. Here comes the second. They've got him hung up. The throw back to third in the dirt. He is safe. Couldn't hold it. Check at the throw by Scott Shores, and a good one toward the plate. They had him hung up and could not get him.
This is the best part of the ASU defense. It is their outfield play. These guys can all throw. This ball is a perfect one-hopper. And then the catcher throws a 40-foot one-hopper to Williamson, but he drops the ball. You can see it looks like a goalie. It's a save on the goal, but Gutierrez scored.
It's 1-0, and now runners at second and third, a single and an RBI. Went to second on the throw, no error on the play. High and tight to Chip Glass. Spencer, a walk-on, came from Hawaii. He and 5 of his friends had already made up their mind that they were going to attend Arizona State University. They'd never seen him pitch. And they are delighted that he decided to be a walk-on. Hit in the air, deep to left. McGonigal going back. Billy McGonigal! What a catch! He showed us the great arm before and chased that one down and dove to the wall. McGonigal saved 2 runs.
Not only does he save 2 runs, you don't know what they would have done after this. This is an absolutely great play. The ball slicing away from him, has to go to his backhand and goes on that nasty warning track, which is crushed brick. This is a super play. He's going to feel this, but once he gets up and he knows he's got it, he's not going to feel a doggone thing. They only come away 1-0 Oklahoma.
Let's take a look at Arizona State's lineup. The Sun Devils are 44-16 on the year. Head coach Jim Brock in his 23rd season. 2 national titles, 4-time National Coach of the Year. Scott Shores, the spark and the home run leader, a .325 hitter. DH Sean Tyler hits in the 2nd spot. The senior is the stolen base leader. Conference Player of the Year Jacob Cruz is 3rd. He's in center field. Switch hitting catcher Todd Cady is the cleanup man today. Batting 5th, the first-round draft choice, Antone Williamson. He's at 3rd. Junior Damon Lemby, a .371 hitter, is 6th. He'll play first base. 7th in the order, left fielder Billy McGonigal. He's a senior. Todd Del Nos is the 8th man. He'll play second base. And batting 9th is the shortstop, Randy Betton.
And the Devils, they will be featuring Kevin Lovinger, the left-handed senior, 7-2 with a 2.99 ERA. He's got a pretty good fastball, but it has great movement, and he spots it very well. He's got a good curveball. He throws a changeup that we're going to look for that kind of acts like a slider. Doing the catcher is freshman Javier Flores. At first base is Ryan Miner. Second base, Big 8 Player of the Year, Rick Gutierrez. The shortstop is Rich Hills. A converted shortstop, MJ Mariani, is at third base. In left field is Eric Thomas. The speedy Chip Glass is in center. And in right, Darvin Traylor.
Scott Shores will lead it off for Arizona State. He has come down with the flu today. He's going to try to play. Hitting .325 as the leadoff hitter for this ball club. They're 9-9 when he doesn't lead off. They are exceptional when he does. And he leads the club in home runs with 21. Not a bad leadoff hitter.
Not a bad leadoff hitter. Plus, he's hit 4 at the first AB. He had 2 on the first pitch, so it wasn't a big surprise that he went after the first one.
He goes up there hacking.
You know, not your prototypical leadoff man, although he runs well.
Breaking ball missed 1-1. Lovinger delivers the 1-1, smacked just over the outreached arm of Gutierrez into center field for the base hit, and Shores starts it off with a single. That'll bring up the designated hitter Sean Tyler, and one of the great moments in his short college career was that blast off of Darren Dreifert in last year's College World Series. Dreifert, of course, highly drafted by the Dodgers, already in the bigs. And Tyler just crushed one off one of the premier pitchers in college baseball. Has 4 home runs this year.
I remember that quite well because he wasn't hitting well for an average. And Dreifert threw him a breaking ball, and you saw the result.
Shores down at first has stolen 13 bases.
Be interesting to see how he is affected with the flu, because he had made a great throw from right already. He's got a base hit. Let's see if he wants to run.
There he goes, and they'll bunt toward third. Mariani comes up throwing to first. The sacrifice works.
Tyler, this is a push bunt. I think he's really trying to push this bunt by the third baseman. But Mariani comes in and cuts it off. And, you know, we say that it's a routine play, but yesterday that was not a routine play, believe me. It's supposed to be routine, and it was in that situation. But, boy, the bunt has been a big play in the College World Series thus far.
Runner in scoring position for Jacob Cruz, who only hit .409 and was the Pac-10 Southern Division Player of the Year. Takes a breaking ball for a strike from Lovinger. Been their most consistent hitter all year. Has 103 knocks this season. And when a college hitter goes over 100, he is among the elite hitters in the game.
I think in my 3 years at Southern Cal, I had over 100 total.
Oh, yeah, right. Check swing, foul out of play.
Be interesting to see how he hangs in against a tough lefty. Lovinger, a senior, he's seen a lot of good hitters in his day, so you see how he works him here. He's worked him with breaking balls thus far.
Has him in a hole, 0-2. Cruz has 13 homers. That ties for second on the club this year. Fastball struck him out.
Here's a bird's eye view from the last pitch as Lovinger lets it go out of the sun and watches it as it comes through the shadows. It almost disappears. And to Cruz, it did disappear. After seeing two breaking balls, the fastball went right by him.
And it disappeared at 89 miles an hour. Todd Cady, the catcher who had a home run in the opening College World Series game, was 2 for 4 with a couple of RBIs, now hitting .299 for the season. Runner at second, now 2 out against Lovinger. Breaking pitch, chopped foul off of third. Cady may have fouled that one off his foot.
Mike, I think it's very important that Oklahoma stymie the Arizona State Sun Devils early, kind of quell some of that emotion that you know that these guys have.
Well, Lovinger's doing his job. He's thrown 10 pitches, 9 have been strikes. Cady in a hole 0-2. Breaking pitch, hit toward third. Big hop and down the line. This will tie the game at 1 as Shores motors home. We've seen it over the years. You can get some bad hops at third. And that one came up and ate up M.J. Mariani.
Well, if you believe in destiny, maybe you believe in all the hops are going to go your way. And boy, that's a routine ground ball, like a 3-hop chopper. It's going to be, there you see it, Baltimore chop, as we used to call them, and the kangaroos up in Mariana's face. Not only that, the speed of Shores allows him to score. If he doesn't have that kind of speed, he can't score on that play.
Exactly. And now Antone Williamson with a chance. The runner at first, tie ball game, 2 out. Williamson hitting .357. The big averages just keep coming with this ball club. They and Georgia Tech put up some obscene-looking numbers. They are going to call that last ball an error on Mariani. It's a tough call. Wow. Chopper that comes up and hits you in his shoulder, I don't know.
Yeah, chopper in the chops. That's a tough one.
0-2, and Lovinger has been consistently ahead. Drops down and pays the price. Cady will hold at second. Nice job by Antone Williamson, hanging in lefty against lefty crossfire, and he banged it.
You gotta love it. I love it. You know, as a former left-hand hitter, when somebody dropped down on you like that, your first instinct is to go into the dugout somewhere. But what you do is, tough guys, they'll bury that shoulder. You say, you're not going to make me look bad. And then they really stay in with that shoulder, and you see the result.
Williamson gets his second hit of the College World Series, and Damon Lemby comes up hitting .371 on the year. He's had a home run already in the College World Series, 2 out of 3.
Well, we told the folks before the game started, this team averages 330. I mean, usually if you have one guy hitting 330, that's pretty good. They average 330 as a team. And that's only 8th best in the country, boy. Wow.
Some people swinging that aluminum out there.
Ooh.
First and second, still 2 out. Smacked into left. That'll get the lead run home. Thomas cuts it off. Here's the play. No play at third. Katie scores. Antone Williamson into third. And Damon Lemby has driven in the go-ahead run for Arizona State. These guys come out and get their hacks.
They are slashing, boy. You better start hitting some corners with these kids. That ball's right down Broadway. And believe me, when you're hitting 371, you can hit a lot of pitches, but you especially can hit this one.
Thomas
cuts it off, but I like the way that Anton went into third base with some serious flair.
He got there. Lemby remained at first.
There he is. He was airborne for about 10 feet.
Well, Lovinger has gotten ahead of nearly everybody, 0-2, but the selection of pitches after that has not been the best.
Yeah, he's not been able to put them away, and that's a problem. And you wouldn't think you would see that kind of a problem from a veteran pitcher, a senior pitcher. You'd think it would be the other way around with a freshman for ASU having that kind of problem.
Both runs unearned because of the error on Mariani at third, which was a real tough chance. And now Billy McGonigal, so far certainly the defensive star of this series, made a couple of superb plays. And he's only hitting 320.
That's a nice combo. You know, he has a great arm in the outfield. Obviously, he can run down and catch him, too. And he's hitting 320.
Strike called at the knees.
I don't think Coach Brock looks at you unless you hit 320.
I don't think so.
You don't get a look.
Well, he'll get a couple of middle infielders to play and tighten that defense. He's got them under 300, but I think that's the exception.
Well, normally the guys in the gut of your defense, the middle guys, they are the guys that catch the ball. If they hit the ball, that's a bonus.
One and one as that curveball broke way inside.
Well, he's been missing in the strike zone in the fat part of the plate. Normally when guys want to miss, they want to miss outside or inside, but they don't want to miss in the fat part of the zone. I mean, he's kind of like he's wild in the strike zone.
Chopper. Hills, charge, throw, got it. Nice play, shortstop Rich Hills. But 2 runs across on 3 hits, and Arizona State leads it 2-1.
From the right side, and he drops that arm as a left-handed hitter. You see it right away. You're not going to be fooled. You may not get a hit, but you won't be fooled.
1 and 2 from Sean Snyder. Just tipped off the end of the bat.
Usually guys that throw from the side or 3/4 like Snyder, they have trouble getting it in on left-hand hitters because when they do run it in there, it runs back out over the plate, which is not good. They have to throw like a cutter or a slider to get it in there.
Smacked, but right at the second baseman, and Gutierrez will throw him out 2 gone. Williamson goes over to third.
When Snyder has his stuff working, that's what you're going to see, a lot of ground balls.
And with this infield, with the height of the grass, not too many are going to go through for a base hit unless they're smoked.
That's exactly right. And normally, under ideal conditions, this OU ball club is a very good defending ball club. So this is a pretty good kind of guy that you want in there. They're going to hit the ball, but they're going to hit the ball on the ground for the most part.
McGonigal grounded out his first time up to shortstop Rich Hills. 2 out now, the runner at third. Off the fists and out of play. In the first inning, McGonigal made a circus catch in left field. Watch this.
Watch him racing back to his right and backhand this ball. He knows he's going to take a tumble on the warning track, which is ground up rocks. Boy, he didn't care. He didn't feel a thing. That's a great play.
Breaking pitch popped up, playable, and the inning is over. Javier Flores with the catch. But Arizona State gets a run home to tie it. End of 3. It's 3-3. Boomer Sooner. Oklahoma tied with Arizona State at the end of 3-3. Winners bracket game. The winner assumes a favorite role with Georgia Tech as they would go to 2-0, and it is hot down there. Temperature at game time in the upper 80s and humid. Javier Flores will lead it off for the Sooners in the 4th. He's 0 for 1, fouled out first time up. Good looking pitch there. Chased one that dropped to the top of the plate.
That's Spencer's slider. Hasn't been able to control that pitch early on, but if he gets that under control, he can be tough. Obviously, he can be tough. He's 10-0.
Seems to have a little more rhythm right now to it.
Boy, it may take him a couple innings to settle down. And boy, you know, being a freshman out here, that's pressure enough. But when you're pitching, all the weight's on your shoulders.
That one's too low. 2-2. Javier Flores now just starting to hit the ball the way the coaches would hope he would. He's also a freshman out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Off-speed pitch lined over the glove of the leaping Randy Benton. Cut off by Cruz. Did a nice job. Got over and left center in a hurry and holds it to a single.
Here's the pitch from Spencer to Javier Flores. There you see the slider, the spin on it. Javier saw it really well as well. Benton gets way up the ladder. There you see some grass be flying there. It looks like it's going to be a gapper, but the grass is so slow and treacherous.
Hit to third, the only play at first, and Eric Thomas is gone as Flores goes down to second base on the hit and run. And he'll bring up Darvin Trailer with one out.
Once again, Larry Cochell moving those runners, trying to make something happen. He's not content to just sit on it.
Trailer has walked twice and has an RBI.
Mike, I think both coaches know they're going to need a lot of runs in this game.
Way inside the Trailer.
There's the head man, Larry Cochell. One of the few coaches in college that is actually on the field at third base. Most of them want to be in the dugout these days.
He wants to be involved and still the only man to bring 3 different teams to Omaha for the College World Series. Darvin Trailer has 50 base on balls this year. He is very patient and one of the guys you want to pitch around because he hits .355 and has some power. One after that one and fouled it back over the roof.
You know, one of the toughest things when you're a pitcher and you're trying to face a guy that walks a lot, you know he walks a lot. That's already implanted in your mind because you go over the scouting reports before the game. But the guys that are small, age 5'7", 5'8", in that range, and they crouch down. Like I said, that zone is small, so it's hard to get a breaking ball over. And most of these guys really hit fastballs quite well. Freddie Patek was about 5'5", and he could kill a fastball.
Hit on the ground towards second. Delnos bobbles, comes up, still got it. Delnos stayed with it. We've seen a couple of guys in this series after they boot a ball. You can just see the panic in their eyes, but Delnos hung in there.
Well, he actually makes a nice play on this ball because he keeps the ball in front of him. He squares up to it. He kind of blocks the ball kind of like a catcher, but it goes off his chest and stays in front of him.
And he comes up and makes the accurate throw.
Exactly. That's why you're taught to keep the ball in front of you. And to do that, you kind of hunch your shoulders a little bit, round them off.
2 outs to Gutierrez. To deep right, drifting back, Shores. He's there. And the inning is over. Get a runner to third, but no further. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's a 3-3 ball game. Go to the bottom of the 4th in a 3-3 tie in this ball game. Down at second base, Rick Gutierrez, and we told you earlier in the series, growing up in some of the worst sections of Los Angeles, and we wanted to talk to him, Larry Conley did, about how he got his start in baseball.
When I got to high school, my counselor made a mistake. She put me in a baseball class, and a month went on until my high school coach got in my case. He just started telling me I got to bring a baseball glove and a hat to start playing baseball. So I did, because it was the easiest PE class. And then he realized that I had some talent, and he said, if you cut your hair, I'll let you play.
And he cut his hair, and he played, and he's been playing very well ever since. And a great story of a young man who lifted himself out of dire circumstances and looks just to have a brilliant future in this game.
Boy, that would be great. You know, if you could just cut your hair all the time and be a great player. You could bottle that. Yeah, he is a great kid, you know.
Razor blade sales would go up in a hurry, wouldn't they?
Boy, wouldn't it? We had a new pitcher, Timmy Walton, coming in. There's another guy that gets in the middle of the game and rarely sees the end of it. But basically, he pitches backwards, meaning he likes to get his breaking stuff over early in the count so that his fastball, which is just kind of average, can sneak by some hitters.
Second baseman Todd Delnos will lead it off. Takes a called strike. Delnos walked in the second inning. One of 5 walks issued by the Oklahoma pitching staff. One after a breaking ball and didn't get it, 0-2. Delnos refused surgery on a severely injured knee because he wanted to come back and be able to play. And this is only the 11th game he has started this year. Got back in the lineup in the regionals. Wears that heavy brace. And I think every program that's going to be successful needs somebody like that. You can see it on his left knee under that pant leg. He has somebody who is going to do exactly what the club needs. And there's a called strike 3. Nice pitch from Walton.
Yeah, Walton comes in, and finally we've got somebody that comes in and throws strikes. Kind of surprised Delnos here, as this ball he gives up on, but it runs back over the outside corner.
With one gone in a hurry, Randy Betton, the shortstop, comes up. He's from Highland, California. And chased one. Single to left, his first time up, getting his first hit of the College World Series. And has his average up to 295. Well, that ball has some hook on it, but it's fair down the left field line. Mariani couldn't come up with it, and Betton is on his way to second. He's 2 for 2. Well, when your number 9 man can go get hits his first 2 times up, you're sitting in a good spot.
But he's only hitting 9th because he's with the ASU Sun Devils. Here's Mariani in protecting against a bunt, and that's what happens. If you come in and you think the guy's going to bunt on you, and that's what happens when you take that first pitch and you square around like you're going to bunt and really going to take you, bring him in and you slap it by him.
Back to the top of the order for Scott Shores, who skies it to straightaway right, and Traylor only has to come in a couple of steps. Shores bluffed to start for third, or Betton, excuse me, as Shores flied out. Now 2 gone for Sean Tyler, the DH. Traylor's got a great arm out and right.
Yeah, he wasn't biting on that bluff. I mean, that ball was too short to bluff anybody. So he threw it right behind him to second base. Okay, go ahead and bluff. I'll throw behind you.
Sean Tyler sacrificed, grounded out. Strike called on the corner.
Walton thus far is featuring a pretty decent fastball as far as movement is concerned, and he's hitting the corners with it. We haven't seen that thus far in this ball game.
Sun Devils already struggling with runners in scoring position. We've seen that the last 3 or 4 games in the series as a whole. Pitchers have really been tough in that situation.
Sometimes the mentality as a hitter changes when he sees runners in scoring position. You know, you have to think about it. It's just another AB. I want to get a good pitch to drive, but I don't have to do it. You know, you just can't put that kind of pressure on yourself. There's 8 other guys in the lineup who can do it as well.
Walton's got some real nice movement on his pitches. And those ones that start at the knees and drop to the ankles. Those are killers. Hitters have a tough time laying off of them.
Well, that's a great place to miss. If you're going to miss down low. You don't want to go up and down, miss down the middle of the plate.
1 and 2 to Sean Tyler. Tyler from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Swing and a miss, but they'll have to throw him out, and do. So the inning is over. We played 4 full. We're still tied at the College World Series. If you've never had a chance to come to Omaha, Nebraska for the College World Series and you're ever in the area the 1st of June, you ought to try it. If you like good baseball and you love to be part of a tremendous crowd, because the people here have supported the College World Series so beautifully over the years. They continue to expand this stadium, and no matter how big they make it, they fill it up. People still filtering in after a very hot day. And it's a great experience if you can be part of it. Jacob Cruz. Excuse me, Damon Minor to lead it off. He's 0 for 2.
You know, one of the reasons a hitter will open up his stance the way Damon Minor does is that so he can face the pitcher more. When you square your shoulders up where you have a closed stance, which is the opposite of this one, you're really looking at the pitcher through one eye. This way you get a good look. But you have to make sure that that right foot, when you're hitting left-handed, comes back into play into the strike zone area so that your shoulders are square to the pitcher. Hey, you get a great look at it. That right foot's got to go towards the pitcher now.
Toward the hole, nice backhand stop by Lemby. Pitcher covers, he threw it away. The runner turned towards second base and has to hustle back. If Spencer, the pitcher, is paying attention, they've got him picked off of first base. If you turn towards second, you have no protection left.
You're exactly right, Mike, and this is a freshman mistake. He got discouraged because they missed the play initially. Here you see a nice stop by Lemby. Traps the ball. Now he's waiting for his pitcher to get over there. He short arms it and throws it behind him. And Spencer, realizing that now they have a runner on first, puts his head down. And Damon Minor had turned the wrong way, and he was dead duck.
They had about 4 seconds to throw him out. Attempted bunt, popped in the air. Can't make the catch, and everybody's safe. Now the throw to second, just in there. Thought they had the force. Katie came out from behind the plate and nearly made a great catch.
Here's the bunt attempt. Now, the runner is frozen. Now, he can't go anywhere because this ball's in the air. He doesn't know whether it's going to be caught or not. Katie smothers it. Spencer is not alert enough again, twice in a row.
And bang, bang at second base.
This is a very close play, and he's screened by the umpire. We can't quite see, but he's safe regardless.
Well, you bailed out on that one, didn't you?
I couldn't see the umpire was in the way.
Okay, you're off the hook this time. It's ruled a base hit. Runners at first and second. Nobody out for Chip Glass. 2 out of 6 in the College World Series overall. 0 for 2 tonight. Coming in at first and third, expecting the bunt. Took a long time to square around.
Well, in this situation, the hitter wants to bunt the ball towards the third baseman, so he has to field it so that your runners can advance. Here you get a look at the defensive alignment. First and third are going to be charging hard in the hopes of getting the ball cut off so they can go to either second or
and time called.
There's lots of ways to defense this. I mean, you can have your third baseman hang back, have the pitcher come towards third, cut it off, and try to get the lead runner. You can have your third baseman come in, have your second baseman stay home and try to get the runner at second and try to turn a double play, which is really the aggressive way to do it. Or your third baseman comes in traditionally, you get the out, and the runners advance.
Swinging away toward third, steps on the bag, 1 out across the first. Bad throw, and Lemby can't pick it. Nice play by Antone Williamson to get the lead runner, but then his throw across, which would have been in plenty of time, bounced up in front of Lemby.
Actually, if you have a heads-up third baseman here, go to second. Let's try for 3. Initial play is okay to step on the bag. Let's go get that lead runner at second base. You have plenty of time for that.
Minor goes down to second, and Glass is on at first with 1 out for M.J. Mariani, who has walked twice. Well, why not? We haven't seen a triple play. It's the only thing we didn't see in the first inning last night.
Oh, that's right.
Mariani hits it to deep left. McGonigal going back to the warning track. He'll make the catch. And got it back in a hurry. Mariani is retired. That's 2 outs. Check in with Larry Conley. Larry?
Mike, oftentimes when you come to the baseball park, you see some unusual things. This is Phyllis Madsen, and she was 17 years old on D-Day 1944. She's got a birthday cake, and I and several hundred other friends around here are going to partake of this in just a few moments. Phyllis, thank you for inviting us.
Nice to be here.
Well, I know it is. It's 50 years, huh?
Yeah.
She's from Council Bluffs, and she says she's been coming here for 8 years. Guys, I'm going to enjoy this.
Oh, that's terrific.
That's terrific. And save a piece for us, please.
Bad chance. You think we'll see any of that?
No chance.
Ryan Minor up with 2 outs. Fouled it straight back on the screen. He's 1 for 2. Doubled to left and scored. And has raised his average to 261.
You know, Ryan Minor has looked anything but a 261 hitter. He's looked very good in this series. But in order to win it, the guys that don't shine during the season, they have to come through now.
And there's always a couple on the team that will eventually win the championship that do exactly that. Fouled out of play down the right field line. 0-2. Kaipo Spencer roughed up early. Gave up a run in the first and 2 in the second, but he's calmed down since then. And a little bit of a jam here. Runners at first and second. 2 gone. The freshman from Maui in the Hawaiian Islands. Tough place to leave.
Yeah, everybody always wants to go there. Not too many people leave there.
Just missed with the breaking ball. Thought he had called strike 3. Tough pitch to take.
Well, Ryan Minor is, I would say that most circumstances, that's right. But Ryan Minor has been going to the right side of the diamond for the last 2 games. He's looking for the ball out there. That's the way he wants to go. He wants to hit the ball to right field. Tough place for him to hit a ball is inside corner.
Chops it towards short. Benton will take the easy force at second base. And they get out of another jam. We'll go to the bottom of the fifth. 3-3 at the College World Series. Happy birthday to you.
At the time, it's the highlight of your career. It's as high as you can get, and that's what everybody shoots for. You know that if you're going to go on and play Major League ball, there's going to be different experiences you're going to have, but when you're there, I mean, that's it. That's as high as you can get at a particular level, and that's an outstanding feeling.
Jack McDowell looked like he had about 1 square meal a day in college, didn't he?
Wow, they don't feed him very well up at Stanford, I guess.
A studying too hard to eat?
That's right. We were chunkier at Southern Cal.
Jacob Cruz will lead it off in the bottom of the fifth against Tim Walton, the third and most effective Oklahoma pitcher so far. Cruz 0 for 2. Struck out, reached on an error. It was a first-round sandwich pick of the San Francisco Giants. That's one of those picks they give for free agent compensation between rounds. It was right after the first round. The Giants are going to get a good one. This kid can play.
Yeah, not only can he hit, but he's a great outfielder as well. He possesses a good throwing arm. He's accurate. Plus, he can go get them.
And he's been a consistent hitter all year long. This one hit left to the second baseman. Gutierrez comes up and throws him out. We told you at the beginning of the telecast, Arizona State came in as the number 8 seed. And, of course, the seeds are always questioned, no matter who is put 1 through 8. But they don't look like a number 8 seed ball club. How would that affect them psychologically being seeded 8? Does it make you mad?
I think so. I would take an affront to it. I mean, especially since this is a very successful organization over there at Arizona State, and these guys are great kids. They have a good ball club, and then they come in here and say, what, 8? I don't think so. Well, we're going to show them that what we are, or what we think we are.
Katie is 0 for 2, and Walton is in there and makes it 1-1. Of course, your Southern Cal teams would have never been seeded that low if they had done that in those days.
No, that's true. Although we came in here a couple times, and ASU was seated ahead of us, and that didn't make us very happy. I'll be honest with you.
Just fouled off the end of the bat. Todd Katie, who's up right now with a 1-2 count. We asked him the exact same thing. How did it make you feel to be seated 8th?
Going into those series being ranked 8th, it really helps us because we know we're better than 8th. So when teams play us, maybe they take us for granted, or maybe they think we're not as good as we used to be. But this team, we're really good, and we deserve better than 8th. But maybe it's going to help us.
Hey Todd, they've seen you play the first game. They're not unaware of you anymore.
I don't think they're going to fool anybody. I think that all the other coaches know exactly what this ASU team brings to the table.
Missed outside 2-2. If you joined us late, the story of the College World Series for Arizona State, of course, has been their veteran head coach Jim Brock, who is suffering from liver cancer, who has, as there's the strikeout, Katie goes down swinging. There's the lounge chair that Jim Brock would be occupying. He's been with his team all year long. They make special arrangements for transportation and everything else for him so he can be here. He is still deeply involved in, the everyday running of the ball club. But it was extremely hot and humid as this afternoon as the team came over. And Coach Brock had to leave and go back to the hotel, was not feeling well. We understand that he may return before the game is over. He has not missed a game this year. And we wish him all the best. Hope to see him later on. Antone Williamson takes one downstairs. He's 2 for 2, a double and a single.
And that was off a tough left-hander. So we'll see how he reacts against the right-handers. Got a pretty good changeup working.
Hitting a crisp 600 in the College World Series, 3 for 5. The 2 outs he made in the first game, he hit the ball on the button.
Kind of looks like a catcher, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. First round pick of the Brewers in the draft. Rich Hills on the run, throws him out. The inning's over, end of 5. We're tied at 3. Top of the 6th inning in the College World Series, a winner's bracket game between Oklahoma and Arizona State. Mike Patrick, Fred Lynn, and Larry Conley, glad you could join us for the College World Series. Got some exciting baseball coming your way, and Kaipo Spencer, the starting pitcher, has given up 3 runs on 5 hits through 5 innings. Gave them all up in the first 2 innings. And Javier Flores, the catcher, stands in 1 for 2 tonight. And I think the crowd is sort of waiting for something to happen right now. And they'll try to get it started themselves with a beach ball.
Well, that reminds me of San Diego. Let's not do that.
Well, there have been some times out there where they didn't have anything else to do.
Or hit. Well, that's even, but that's not exactly the way you want it to be. 39 and 39. 2 or 3 to 1 would be preferable.
Yeah. Fastball just a little high, 2-0.
But he's a big guy, you know, 6'4". He's going to be around. He's strong.
Missed 3-0. To the number 9 man, Javier Flores, the top of the order, in the person of Eric Thomas on deck. And Kaipo Spencer issues his 6th free pass of the ball game and has not struck out a man yet. So he's very fortunate to be in a 3-3 game.
Yeah, you're exactly right. The Sooners really haven't gotten that big hit yet to break this game open. They could have last inning when they had runners at first and second, nobody out. But Chip Glass hit what we thought might have been a triple play ball. Turned out to be a single out. But he's making some quality pitches when he has to make them. He's just not making enough pitches early in the count. So he's running that pitch count dangerously high.
And there's some good hitters here. You just can't give them that many opportunities. Somebody will burn you eventually. Thomas 0 for 2 is yet to get a hit in 2 games in the College World Series. Wanted to bunt at that one and did, and it cost him a strike. Williamson charging in from third, Lemby from first. Noah Peary is up and working in the Arizona State bullpen. He is their ace relief man. Took this one outside, 1-1.
Well, if I'm Thomas, I want to make Williamson field this bunt.
Swings away and fouls it wide of third, back into the left field stands, 1 and 2.
Or I want to draw him in and hit a line drive by him. Either way, it works for me. Rally caps are on early in this game.
We're only in the 6th in the 3-3 tie. Throw over to first, and Williamson down at third, even with 2 strikes in on the grass. Strike 3 called. Flores bluffed to start from first.
Oh, here's Spencer's first strikeout of the game, and it comes at a pretty good time with a pretty good hitter up there. Good movement on this ball, right on the outside edge.
So Darvin Traylor will come up again. He's walked twice and grounded out to second base. Another throw over. Flores only 4 stolen bases this year in 8 tries. He is the catcher after all. Even sometimes in college, you do not get the traditional build for a catcher, but nonetheless, you don't expect him to run very well.
Of course, Javier Flores, you know, he told us that he wants to play shortstop next year, so that'd be quite a change from the tools of ignorance, as they say.
Certainly easier on your knees out there.
Yeah, when you're only 170 pounds, by that 9th inning in a humid game, I imagine that the equipment kind of weighs you down.
A ball and no strikes to Darvin Traylor. And Spencer doing all he can to keep Flores close at first. Traylor, one of several California players on the Oklahoma roster. Larry Koshel gets a lot of his players from scouts that he's known over the years. That one's in there, 1-1. There's Peary warming up.
You'll enjoy his motion if he gets into this game. That's a real treat. You won't see too many like it.
One of the outstanding relief pitchers in this field. And of course, the game has evolved to that point. Everybody wants to have a closer, the guy who can come in and throw some heat and get the side out in a hurry. Runner at first, one gone, 1-1 to Traylor. Hit down the right field line, hooking, fair ball, and a real break for Arizona State because it bounced over the wall for a ground rule double. Javier Flores would have had no problem scoring on that ball. As it is, he has to stop at third.
Mike, you hit it right on the head. Traylor finally gets a ball he can handle. Seems like he's been walking all week, and he drives it, hits the warning track, and boom, there it goes. And you see Shores right away with the arms up, meaning to the umpire that ball's out of play. And Arizona State caught a break there.
As it is, there are runners at second and third with one gone, but the lead run would have scored on that play.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But the way Oklahoma is hitting with runners in scoring position, now these aren't shoo-ins to score.
No, they have struggled there, and exactly what you said. Neither team is going to write home about what they've done with guys in scoring position. We've had 13 total players left on base, and a combined 2 of 21 with runners in scoring position. We've got a break in the action. We'll be back in a minute.
Last 2 times up.
Got a pitching change here at the College World Series in the top of the 6th. Oklahoma threatening with runners at second and third. 1 out. And Noah Peary out of Glendale, Arizona, has come on to relieve. All he has done this year is win 11 and save 11. Not bad.
Not bad. And watch his delivery style. It is quite unusual, and you won't see it very often. He really gets down there. Sidearm delivery, a slinger, what we used to call a slinger. Throws a pretty good fastball. He's going to have a lot of movement, and he throws a flat slider. When they throw it from down there, it's like a frisbee. It kind of floats across the zone, and if you haven't seen it before, it can be very difficult for you to handle it.
He's a strikeout pitcher, more than 1 an inning.
Plus, the opposition's only hitting 200 off him, so he's been quite effective.
Gutierrez will stand in 1 for 2. Also had a sacrifice fly. Breaking ball misses. Pretty looking pitch. Got him swinging.
Be interesting to watch how the right-handed hitters are affected by Peary. And if you watch their left front foot, if it starts going towards third base, they're not hanging around to see any action.
Breaking ball that he left over the plate. People started to throw things at us already.
Things are flying around in the booth, sports fans.
One thing you don't want to do as a sidearmer is break a ball right back over the heart of the plate. And he did that time, got away with it. High fastball.
Now, normally in this situation with a right-hander facing a right-hander who drops down from the side, if you leave anything over the middle or inner half, he's already vacated that spot most of the time, and that's right in his wheelhouse.
That was a pretty good-looking pitch and driven to left, but McGonigal will make the catch. I don't know if even his great arm can make it a play. He does! Holy cow, what a throw! Billy McGonigal with a rifle shot from left field. didn't think he had a chance.
Here's the pitch from Peary. A sidearm slurve. Gutierrez thinks he gets enough of it, hangs in there, drives it to McGonigal. Now the action begins. McGonigal, watch him set up perfectly. Watch how he drives towards home plate. All his momentum is coming to the plate. Here comes the throw, and again, it's right on line. Here comes the runner, here comes the ball. Catcher's in front of the plate. He tries to get through, he blocks the plate. You're out.
A room service bounce on a great throw. We are still tied at 3 because of Billy McGonigal. Go to the bottom of the 6th at the College World Series. Very often you think of home runs or strikeouts when you think of baseball. Well, think of defense and throwing when you think of Billy McGonigal. Watch this throw to cut down the lead run at the plate.
Notice how all his weight was going towards the plate, and now here's a no-no, a head-first slide into a 230-pound catcher. And this looks like an instant replay from what we saw Saturday, Arizona State and Miami. Here it comes. Sooner or later, they're not going to send these guys. You're out.
Of course, he was deeper on this one. That was just a heck of a throw. And his diving catch earlier in the ballgame saved 2 runs.
Yeah, he saved at least 3. That's minimum.
On the inside corner for a strike.
Takeaways are much better than driving them in because it's a deflator for the other team. They think they have you right where you want them, and bam. No, you don't.
Damon Lemby is 1 for 2. And if you believe in destiny and you believe in storybook scripts, you're probably on the side of the Sun Devils right now. Jim Brock not able to be with the ball club after showing up at the ballpark on an extremely hot day. His team says they want to win it for him. He told us this morning he'd like to see them win it for themselves. It's their ball club.
That's a very unselfish attitude by Coach Jim Brock. But these players are not thinking of it that way, I guarantee you.
Smoked into right field. Damon Lemby leads off the 6th with a ringing single, and guess who's up? Billy McGonigal, the defensive hero, not only in this game, but in the College World Series so far. He has 8 assists on the year.
He has quite a cheering section in left field, boy. He's won the hearts of those people.
Well, they adopted him after Saturday's game, and they picked a good one. I mean, he keeps coming through for him. Fred, when you throw somebody out and you know you're going to do it in advance, it's got to be one of the great feelings in the world.
It's absolutely ecstasy, believe me. You know, hitting is fun and driving and runs and all that other stuff, but when you make a play defensively, it lifts your whole ball club because you're on the brink of disaster and you save them. I mean, what better feeling can you have? I don't know of it.
McGonigal 0 for 2 tonight. Hitting .317 on the year. High to center field, and Chip Glass is tracking it.
That ball's got to be a home run, doesn't it?
Well, maybe he'll wait till the championship game on Saturday for the offensive heroics. Todd Delnos will come up. He's 0 for 1, called out on strikes and walked. We've seen the emotion from Arizona State ever since they've gotten here. And you need to play with emotion no matter what sport it is, college, pro, high school. The teams that play with emotion are the ones that are going to win more often than not.
But baseball is a controlled emotion.
Yeah.
You have to think. Baseball is a thinking man's game. You have to think out the situation before it occurs because you can't think and react at the same time.
Over the pitch out, and Lemby gets back, nothing happening.
Other games are reactionary. You know, football, smash, smash. You know, basketball, you fake and the other guy fakes. But baseball is more calculated. It's a little slower, more time to think about it. It's fine to have some emotion, but you have to have it under wraps.
The 2-0 pitch missed. It's 3-0. I have always felt sorry for people who did not know baseball, did not play it as a kid or follow it, who would say, well, gee, the game is boring. Everything seems the same. No, every pitch is different. Every situation is different. There's so many different options. And he lost them. So there's runners at first and second with one out.
Number 2, the shortstop, Randy Beck.
And now Randy Betton will have a chance to do something offensively. He's already done it in this game, singled and doubled. A lot of production out of the 9-hole.
For Mike, thus far, neither team been able to get the big one.
They have failed miserably with runners on base.
Of course, they keep hitting it to McGonigal, and that's a kiss of death right there. You're going to have to pick on somebody else.
Walton, who looked so strong when he first came in, struggling in this inning. Betton has his average up to 298, and players have stat sheets taped to their forehead. He would love to be able to hit 300 for the season. You think there's only 2 points difference between 298 and 300?
It's a world of difference. I mean, every year after you're done, they say, well, how many times you hit 300? Well, I hit 298. I said, how many times you hit 300? It could be one hit, you know, the difference. But you didn't hit 300.
That could be this hit, and he could give his club the lead. Called strike on the inside corner.
You get the pitcher right where you want him, 2-0, and then he makes a quality pitch on you. Ooh.
That ran in a little, didn't it?
It has some serious movement. But it's not where he was looking. He probably had a zone picked out and wasn't where he wanted it.
Runners at first and second, one gone, bottom of the 6th. Russell Ortiz is up again in the Oklahoma bullpen.
We'll look at the grip that Randy Betton uses on the bat. You'll notice his fingers are wiggling on there. That's just so he relaxes his hands. You can't be stiff with your wrists or your forearms when you're hitting, and that's just the way he relaxes. Everybody does a little something different. That's the way Randy Betton does it. You can't squeeze the blood out of the bat.
Well, not unless you want to hit ground balls all day.
No, that's right. You have to be loose. There you see it.
2-2. Through the hole into left. Lemby comes around third. They will hold him as Eric Thomas throws a strike to the cutoff man. The bases are loaded for the top of the order. So Randy Betton is 3 for 3, 2 singles and a double, and that average ought to be at 300.
Here it is. Is he relaxed? I think so. Both hands, relaxed grip, and watch his wrist. Boy, everybody wants to hit the ball to left field. This is not the place to do it. Both left fielders possess fine arms. Have to pick on somebody else. There's a left fielder. He says, hey, let's go, guys.
It wasn't a bad throw, but you didn't get anybody out, did you?
Yeah, really. You only hit a cutoff man.
Scott Shores 1 for 3, a run scored. And there's always a time in the ball game where you say, well, this could do it. And I think that's the time right now for Arizona State.
Well,
top of the order coming up.
The top of the order, you normally think is a speed guy, but this guy leads the ball club in home runs. What a perfect scenario.
Ortiz in the bullpen again. And the catcher, Javier Flores, out to talk to Tim Walton. Shores is only the 9th player in Arizona State history to hit more than 20 homers in a season. They've had 63 major leaguers come through there for Jim Brock. Fouled at the plate.
Well, we mentioned at the beginning of the ball game that Shores likes to attack that first pitch. This situation, you want to make sure you get a ball that you can drive into the outfield. That pitch was a little questionable. It's all right to be aggressive, but you should pick a spot where you think the ball is going to be, and if it's not there early on, let it go.
3-3 tie, bottom of the 6th. Walton misses with a fastball.
Now, Walton, on the other hand, he would love to have one of those little sinking ground balls. He wants to throw that sinker on the outside part of the plate and maybe have Shores try to pull it, hit a sharp ground ball to shortstop and double play.
Tapped foul again, 1-2. Now, you thinking strikeout if you're the pitcher?
Well, he's not really a strikeout kind of guy. He just wants to keep the ball down where he has. Now he's in this spot. He's in a position where he can pick a little bit. He's not going to throw this ball over the fat part of the plate, at least not by design. He's going to want to go either edge, inside, outside. And here comes Vern Rule, the pitching coach, to discuss that very thing.
Good time to go out and talk about it with the bases loaded in a 1-2 count. What pitch you'd like to throw tomorrow? Cal State Fullerton and Florida State in an elimination game. You'll see it on ESPN at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. And then on the Deuce tomorrow night, Miami against the loser of this ball game. Each team at that time will be 1-1. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. And we'll be here with you at the College World Series. Always fun to come to Omaha. They treat everybody so well out here. Very hospitable city. And it's not just the NCAA and a committee that's involved with this. The city is deeply involved with it. Always has been. Shore, by the way, had been struggling as a hitter. Early in the year, they discovered he needed glasses, and he's been much better ever since. And keep in mind, he is playing with the flu tonight. Downstairs, 2-2. As you said, just trying to keep it down there. If he hits it, he wants a chance at the double play.
Yeah, they're going to go with that outside corner. I don't think they're going to try to challenge him in. They're going to hope that he tries to pull a ball and swing over the top of one of these sinkers.
Struck him out. Huge strikeout for Tim Walton. Now you don't need the double play.
This is just a quality pitch by Walton. He just tries to keep that sinker down and away, and finally he got Shores to go after it. Shores was a little bit anxious up there in this situation. He swung at 2 bad pitches early in the count, and he paid for it.
Now it's up to Sean Tyler with 2 gone, and the sack's still full. Walton has fanned 4. And Tyler is 0 for 2. He was a strikeout victim the 3rd time up. Boy, this would be huge if Walton can get out of this. Got it in there at the knees, 1-1. If you joined us late, both clubs have had numerous opportunities and haven't been able to come through with men on. One time they did get a ringing base hit. Billy McGonigal threw out the runner at the plate. Missed 2 balls and a strike.
One thing about Tyler, he's getting a better look at these sinkers than Scott Shores did. So he's not as apt to go after a bad one as Scotty was.
Got a fastball that time, hit it straight back. And Fred Lynn was about 3 feet short of being able to get it.
My diving days are done, Mike.
Well, especially from 45 feet up.
Yeah. It's a little too dramatic for even for me.
2-2 to Sean Tyler, bottom of the 6th, bases loaded, 2 gone. Line to left center, Glass. What a catch! Holy cow! And Tim Walton survives on a brilliant catch by Chip Glass. How's that for leather, partner?
Boy, we are seeing some great outfield play, and boy, this is as good as it gets right here. A slash off the bat of Sean Tyler. Chip Glass gets a great jump on it. We told you he has great speed, and here see him lay out. Woo, baby.
Sensational defense. We're still tied at 3. There he is, Chip Glass, who had an inside-the-park home run in his first College World Series game and just made a sensational diving catch.
He just gets a great jump on this ball. As soon as Tyler hit it and he saw the ball was spinning away from him, as it will when a left-hander hits it, he was on a dead run. He knew he was going to get there. He knew it.
And remember, that's with the bases loaded and 2 out, so everybody's off the crack of the bat. If he doesn't make that catch, it's 3 runs.
At least 3, because that ball's going to go all the way to the wall, and more than likely could be another inside to Parker.
A game saver, and Noah Peary gets the first one past Damon Minor, who was 0 for 3. Boy, it's been a good ball game. We're in the top of the 7th. Now, we were talking about the lack of ability to hit with men on base, but the last couple of times when there have been scoring opportunities, people have just crushed it, and great defensive plays have stopped.
Yeah, sometimes, Mike, that statistic doesn't tell you all that entails in the process, because you don't know how hard the ball was hit or who made a great play. All you see is a dead stat there. Well, sometimes those stats are a little deceiving.
Well, as any baseball man will tell you, you can do anything in the world with numbers.
That was a great pitch by Peary. That's the only pitch he's going to be able to get inside to a lefty. There's that flat frisbee slider, and as a hitter, you don't see that underhand curveball very often. It runs up and into you, which is very unusual.
Hit to center field. Cruz on his horse, and he'll get there. You don't want to hit the outfield against these guys, any of them.
Hit it in the infield. That's where all the action is. That's how you get on base. You can't score, you can't do anything. You hit it to the outfielders. Which is just the way we like.
That's right.
Ollie.
If they don't catch you, they throw you out. 1 gone for shortstop Rich Hills. Hills is 2 for 3. And a looping single, beat out a bunt in the 5th. High breaking ball. We understand that Jim Brock's daughter Kathy is here at the ball game. She is calling him with updates and tells us he is resting comfortably, aware of what is going on with the game, and we are delighted to hear that. We're just sorry that we couldn't have Jim at the game here with us. And we certainly hope for the next ASU game, the temperature's a little cooler and he's feeling a little better. But he can be assured, and Kathy, you can pass this on to him, that everybody in this ballpark is thinking about him and wishing him well.
And wishing he was here.
You bet. Strike called. 2-2 to Rich Hills. This guy's the doubles machine. Holds the single season record with 27, the career record with 54.
You know, I hit a lot of doubles. You run hard out of the box. As soon as you hit it, you think it's a double. And that's consequently, you put a lot of pressure on the defense because they know you're that way. You're in that mode. You get to second a lot more often than somebody else that doesn't think that way.
Just missed with the breaking ball. They appeal to first. No dice. And Peary comes off the mound staring at the umpire. Let's check in with Larry Conley. Larry?
Mike, we got a proud papa down here. This man right here is Jim Glass, the father of Chip Glass. And I want to know, did you teach him how to hit home runs and lay out like that?
He did it all on his own.
You didn't have anything to do with it, huh?
It's all raw talent.
He's got a nickname. It's called Fiber.
Oh. Chip was tough enough, Larry. Squares around the bunt, pops it back. Well, we've seen a lot of that in the college World Series. People getting bunts up in the air.
Yeah, when you bunt the ball, you have to make sure the bat is in front of the plate and it's above your belt. You bunt down this way. You don't bunt up at the ball. You have to have the bat up high enough so you can bunt down at the ball. I don't know. I've never used an aluminum bat, so I'm not quite sure how I would bunt it. I would think it would be very hard to deaden the bat, or the ball, I should say.
When did they ever ask you to bunt? Give me a break. This one's popped off the left side. Katie couldn't get there. That would have been the second out.
Well, Noah Peary is a little upset. I don't know that he's upset with himself for not taking it, but he's the quarterback in this situation. It's his job to call who should have the shot here. And the third baseman, obviously, is better apt to catch this ball than the catcher.
That is a tough play.
It's a tough play for a
making
catcher.
it with his back to the ball.
Oh, sure, the ball's
spin on
spinning
its
away
wicket.
from him.
So a new life for Glass, an 0-2 count. Let's see if he can take advantage of it. Runner goes. The throw right on the money, and he is out. Beautiful throw from Katie. Rich Hills beefs about the call momentarily, but he's gone.
Hills gets a fairly good jump, but Katie has an excellent ball in which to throw. A high outside ball, almost like a pitch out. Throws right on the bag.
Oh, I see what he's talking about.
I see what he's talking about is right. He avoids the tag, but he doesn't get the call.
Glass hits it in the air, shallow left center. 4 players coming, and Jacob Cruz will make the catch. So some excitement in the 7th, but no runs for Oklahoma. We'll go to the bottom of the half, but the 7th still tied 3-3. Go to the bottom of the 7th, a very exciting college baseball game. It's tied at 3, and we have had action galore in this one. Let's give you the storyline from Omaha in case you joined us late. Teams hitting only 3 for 25. That's a $120 with runners in scoring position. But we've had some tremendous defensive plays after base hits to cut runners down. And McGonigal and Glass have each saved 3 runs with sensational defensive plays. McGonigal with a throw, Glass with a layout that would have gotten a 5-6 from a diving coach to make the catch with the bases loaded.
Yeah, Mike, the only thing that we're missing is timely hitting. That's
Exactly.
the only thing that's absent from this ball game.
Jacob Cruz will lead it off for Arizona State. The Sun Devils with 8 hits and 3 runs. Oklahoma 6 hits and 3 runs. Cruz 0 for 3. Struck out, grounded out, reached on an error. Dangerous hitter with 13 home runs. Lofts it to left. Thomas back to the warning track, makes the catch. Quickly one gone.
Well, so far, the 3-4 hitters from the Sun Devil side have been really quiet tonight.
And there is Bucky Buckles in the bullpen. And we'll document his story in a couple of minutes. Buckles was being recruited to go to Arizona State as a relief pitcher. Had some problems with his grades. Later ended up at Oklahoma. This was fouled back by Katie out of play. Katie already has a home run. He hit that in the first game of the College World Series. The left center hit it about 415.
You can see he has some size. When he hits them, they go a long way.
Last 2 years, he has been red hot as a hitter in postseason. And you need a couple of guys to be doing that to carry the ball club.
And more often than not, it's not the guys that got you in that position in the first place.
Smokes it to right field. Base hit. Darvin Traylor gets it back in as Katie makes the wide turn.
You know, one of the few exceptions that I can think of is the LSU duo of Walker and Johnson. I mean, they carried the ball club all year long, and they did well here, too. But usually it's not that way. Usually somebody steps up that hasn't done well early in the season, and they have a great regional, and they carry it into the College World Series.
And even though LSU was eliminated, opposing pitchers were just lucky if they ever got Walker out. Antone Williamson has a double, is 2 for 3 on the night. His average is up to 361. Guy's got some arms on him.
Yeah, you notice how they pull those sleeves up when they have those arms? They shorten the sleeves on the jerseys and pull them up and keep tugging them up there. That's to show the pitchers, hey, this is what I have for you, big boy.
You and I are wearing long sleeve shirts tonight.
That's right. They're way down past my fingers.
Runner at first, one gone, bottom of the 7th. The game is tied. Williamson fans at one down around the ankles.
Walton's got a pretty good changeup. You know, he's not giving it away. He's not tipping it off to the hitters. Here you see him twirling around, getting the grip that he wants.
This game is moving right along. We played 2 hours and 18 minutes in the bottom of the 7th. In the dirt, good stop by Flores. Of course, some outstanding defensive catchers in the field this year. Got some guys who can play.
Well, that's usually what gets you here is team defense and adequate amount of pitching and timely hitting.
Put Flores in there because the team was being stolen blind, and it stopped as soon as he was put behind the plate. 3-1 now to Antone Williamson.
Well, he's not a big guy, but he's quick. And he blocks the ball well. He gets in front of it, moves around. Plus, he gets rid of the ball rather quickly, and he has to throw out somebody.
Hit hard, but straightaway centered right at Glass. He gets it back quickly, and there's 2 gone. Keep in mind about Glass. He took over when Jerry Whitaker broke his arm in mid-season. He hadn't even been the starter.
Well, he's making the most out of his opportunity, and if you're an athlete, that's what you have to do, because sooner or later, if you're on an athletic team, you are going to get a chance. It's what you do with it when you get it that counts.
Even if you just hang around for a long time and just stumble into the lineup, then take advantage. Lemby, who is 2 for 3, a couple of singles with 2 out, has an RBI. Lemby has 5 home runs on the season, did not hit one at home.
Here's a look at the defensive alignment in the outfield for Lemby. You can see the left fielder, Glass, is shading him into left center. There's a huge hole in right center. This is going to be a pitch him away, play him away kind of thing.
Swing and a miss on an outside fastball, and Katie was running and goes into second base to get into scoring position with 2 out.
You don't see too many 215-pound catchers getting a stolen base, but actually Flores got blocked out because Lemby had that big swing and came across the plate, blocked him out.
That gives Katie a total of 2.
Ooh, he's right up at my range.
A ball and 2 strikes. Walton trying to get out of trouble again. He's pitched very well since he came on, but has been in trouble the last couple of innings. Chip Glass bailed him out last inning with the bases loaded. But he has pitched extremely well. Fastball low, 2-2. Now we go back to the timely hitting. Of course, players are so aware of that. After some of your teammates fail in 3 or 4 situations, you just start to think, uh-oh.
Yeah, the pressure really becomes enormous on the bench. Believe me, these players know exactly what's going on. They may not know the exact numbers, but they know that they're not getting the hit when they need it. And when that guy steps up the plate, he's saying, I'm going to be the guy that does it, hopefully. Yeah. You know, there's that doubt that starts to creep in there.
Yeah, you're talking about that doubt. That even happens to great players.
Oh, sure it does. Sure it does. And when guys don't have that and they get in the zone, as guys like to say, they don't think of anything but the ball coming in.
3-2 to Damon Lemby with 2 out in the bottom of the 7th. Ball 4 in the dirt, and Javier Flores has had to block 3 of the last 5 pitches.
He's definitely getting a workout, but he's really putting on a clinic with how to block balls in the dirt. Here you get a look at another, looks like a split-fingered fastball, and see how he just cradles it. He's not trying to catch the ball. All he's trying to do is do like a goalie does. Block it, hunch your shoulders, and keep it in front of you.
Let it hit you in those pads and fall right at your feet. Billy McGonigal, 0 for 3, but he has been the defensive star. Takes a called strike. Well, again, if you believe in preordained scripts and all that kind of thing, Billy McGonigal is up at the right time for the Arizona State Sun Devils. There's his dad, and I bet you what, he bought him a glove before he bought him a bat.
I would think so. He's got the rally cap on, though. I like that, Dad.
Streaky hitter, but the bad streaks don't seem to bother him. He hangs in there. When you do as much with your glove as he does, hitting becomes a little less important. Fastball outside, 2-1 with 2 outs and 2 on. And as you get into the late innings, every situation like this becomes more and more critical because you run out of chances.
Yeah, the emotional level for the players just goes up and up and up as you get later into the game.
Fastball fouled back. It looked like it had a lot of the heart of the plate in it, didn't it?
Yeah, that's as good a pitch as I've seen in this sequence that McGonigal's had.
And you can see his reaction, too.
Here's a pitch, and it runs back over the middle of the plate, and boy, that's the kind you like as a hitter. You hate it as a pitcher. You say, oh, foul it off. Oh, boy.
Pitcher's holding his breath. 2-2 in the dirt. Nice pick by Flores. You saw he didn't have a chance to get his body out on that one, but backhanded it.
That's the shortstop in him right there.
Yeah.
That's the good hands that a shortstop has. Watch this. This is kind of the old Benito Santiago pick. Some good hands on that kid.
Walton has thrown 69 pitches in relief. And go grab one of those catcher's gloves and see how easy that is to do.
It's like a donut.
High fly ball, shallow right field. Darvin Trailer under it. The threat is over. Arizona State has now left 10 men on base and 7 in scoring position. End of 7 full, tied at 3. Top of the 8th, tied at 3, Oklahoma and Arizona State. We have talked about Jim Brock's illness. That has been well documented here in Omaha. We asked him the other day about fellow coaches and their response to his situation.
It's kind of a thing where, yeah, you do like to talk to the other coaches. You love it when they call. I think over the summer after the surgery that the whole six-pack was on the phone a lot. And some of them that, you know, I really had not had much of a relationship with.
Larry Koshel said he had a relationship going back 20 years with Jim Brock, who we were told an inning ago back at the hotel resting comfortably. His daughter Kathy is here giving him reports on the ball game. And we just can't say enough that we hope Jim is feeling much better. And we'll be back out here shortly. Your ball club is working hard for you, Coach. M.J. Mariani leads it off in the 8th. Strike is in there. Mariani is 0 for 1 officially, has a couple of walks. Noah Peary has been tough since he came on.
Peary, you know, even though he's their closer, he might pitch 6-7 innings. I mean, he can go any kind of distance. He's a long man, a short man, a closer. He wears a lot of hats for this ball club.
Has nearly 100 innings this year, and you don't get 11 wins and 11 saves just being a closer. But it is a little bit unusual in this day and age. Normally you think of a guy with 11 saves, he's going to come in and pitch an inning, maybe 2. But he is definitely the MVP of the pitching staff. Strike 3 called. Bent it back over the plate.
MJ shaking his head there, but this is not a bad pitch. Here you see the spin on this. Well, I call it a frisbee because it's kind of comes in like a frisbee. It's real flat. Catches the inside corner. I guess you can figure out that I'm from Southern California and done a few frisbee tosses in my life, and that's what it looks like. A flat breaking ball or a frisbee floating across the plate.
Well, there's only 2 places that pitch had better be, on the inside corner and the outside corner, or he's going to be backing up third base.
Yeah, that's right, especially with a right-handed hitter. You don't want to leave it out over the inside corner.
Fastball in there to Ryan Minor. Javier Flores on deck. We were talking during the break. Who would have believed this would be 3-3 with all the action we had early? Got under it and hit it to just behind second base. Randy Benton makes the catch. Let's go down to Larry Conley and check in with our partner. Larry?
You know, Mike, I've been listening to you guys. I don't have a monitor, obviously, to watch the catching up there of Flores, but I'm going to tell you that from field level, you have no idea what a great job this young man is doing behind the plate. In fact, the last ball that Walton threw down into the dirt went back a little bit quicker than it came in. I think the message was get him out of the dirt. Fred, I think you can appreciate that if you watch those guys back there long enough.
Yeah, he's doing a heck of a job, Larry, and believe me, it's not lost on us up here. Look at his uni.
He's a catcher.
Catchers love it, though.
Swing and a miss. 0-2. Flores is 1 for 2, has a walk and a single on the night, and is 1 for 5 in the College World Series. He was a great defensive catcher in the regional. Did not give up a stolen base. Had 6 hits and 13 trips. So he's had an excellent postseason. Facing Peary down 0-2. Tried to sneak a curveball back over the inside corner and missed.
Yeah, that ball's a little bit up, but that's the one that can get hammered right there.
Especially if the guy's bailing out and you just throw it right in his wheelhouse.
If he throws that one to Gutierrez, there'll be a correct. Peary is kind of an emotional type. He gets fired up there.
No, man, not that pitch.
No, hey.
No, man. Okay, that one's good. Yes, it was. Oh, the appeal to first. Boy, did that look good.
Well, to Peary, it looked great. But you're not going to influence umpires or win many umpires' hearts by walking off towards the dugout. It's a pretty good pitch, though.
Yeah. 2-2. Missed with that one. Full count. And usually after you don't get that call, if you're emotional at all, you have a little steam coming out of your ears on the next one.
Well, that's when you can make a mistake. Or you get a little ticked off.
3-2 down the middle, driven to center. Cruz coming on. Nice running catch. We have seen some outfield play tonight. Go to the bottom of the 8th. 3-3. Tonight at the Heartland of America Park, a ceremony was held to honor the soldiers who stormed Omaha Beach 50 years ago today. A musical tribute was performed by the Heartland of America Band under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel Craig Jessup. The importance of the name Omaha Beach is a treasured honor that the citizens of this city will cherish forever. Tonight, Nebraska focused its attention on those veterans whose determination ensured our freedom that we know today. Emotions running deep for many reasons here tonight in Omaha, Nebraska. 50 years ago, D-Day.
Mike, we were talking about it as we were driving into the ballpark, you and I, about D-Day and what it meant and all the preparation and the planning for just thousands of men.
Well, my dad was over there in a B-17 trying to bomb behind enemy lines, and it's something that has captivated my imagination since I was a kid, and I just have so much respect for those people. And what they did was simply unbelievable. Todd Delnos leads it off in the bottom of the 8th. He's 0 for 1, has a pair of walks. Still facing Tim Walton, who remains on and has pitched very well. Slap back up the middle. Nice scoop by Hills and throws him out. Check in with Larry Conley. Larry?
You know, Mike, I wanted to throw my 2 cents worth in here, too, about D-Day. My dad went across that beach and across the fields of France. Fought the Germans, much like your dad did. So we are that generation that benefited from it, and I think we all should be very prideful of that.
That we are, Larry. There's no doubt about it, and I get as choked up as you do even thinking about it. Randy Benton stands in with 1 gone in the bottom of the 8th. Benton 3 for 3 out of the 9 hole, 2 singles and a double. Been the hitting star. and has that average up to the prize 300 mark. Now he needs another hit to keep it there.
Yeah. What have you done for me lately?
Yeah, exactly.
There's some pretty good numbers from Mr. Tim Walton. 4 strikeouts and when he needed them.
And both relief pitchers have had the defense behind them. This one's fouled out to right field, 1 and 2.
Yeah, Mike, early on the defense in the infield for both infields really was pretty shaky, but everybody's settled down. They've gotten into a pretty good rhythm of the game, and we've seen some just sensational plays.
Been an excellent ball game. 1 and 2 to Benton from the junior Tim Walton from Cerritos, California. Just missed with a fastball. Action not going on in either bullpen right now.
Well, right now these guys are dominating the game. They've taken over.
Hasn't been a run scored since the 3rd. Chopped to third base, foul.
I think the emotional level for both clubs was so high early. I think everybody had the jitters, the starting pitchers, the infielders. When you have the jitters, what that does physically is it tenses up your hands and your body so that you're not loose. Infield especially, they have to cradle the ball when it comes to them instead of clanking it. When you get nervous, you get rigid.
And a lot of times, even kids who are in great shape like this, after the adrenaline wears off, you get a big rush, you feel tired.
Well, that's exactly right. Boy, if you're playing on emotion and you don't get it done when you're in that emotional state, there's a big letdown physically, and you have to fight through that.
It's usually what happens to underdogs. You watch it in football games. They play so well through the middle of the first quarter, the adrenaline wears off, and it's good night. 2 and 2 to Benton. Full count. If you joined us late, you missed a lot of action early. If you didn't join us to now, you have missed some sensational defensive plays by both ball clubs. A little excuse me tapper to the right side. Executed beautifully. First baseman to the pitcher covering. Walton broke off the mound, made his turn, went right up the line, got the nice toss.
This is good communication between Walton and Miner. It's not a I got it, you take it situation. Walton busts over there immediately like he's told to by his catcher. Now he sees that Miner's going to catch the ball, and now he heads to first base in time for the throw.
And really a pretty good grab by Walton to throw a little bit behind him, and we've seen that on about 4 straight plays like that. The throw not leading him at all.
But the key was that he got to the base in time. See, if he's lagging behind, now that throw behind him, he's got to catch the ball and touch the bag. But if he's there in time, all he has to do is catch the ball.
And he's looking for the ball and not the bag.
That's exactly right.
Scott Shores, as we get back to the top of the order, he's 1 for 4. Singled his first time up, since then grounded out, flied out, and struck out. And there are 2 gone here in the bottom of the 8th. Ripped foul just outside third. Turned on that one.
Mike, we talked about Scott Shores playing this game with a touch of the flu, and you know he got a base hit his first time up, and as you can imagine, a lot of adrenaline running through him. And if he's sick, then he's really going to have to fight through that, because he's not running on all cylinders anyway.
But I'll give you odds that no matter how bad he feels, they're going to have to drag him out of the lineup.
Oh, there's no way he's coming out.
Fastball low, 2-1. But you can just feel the pressure getting greater every half inning when nobody scores. Hit to right center and hit a long way. Glass on his horse, has a bead on it. Well, if you hit it to the outfield, you better get it over that blue fence. Otherwise, somebody's going to chase it down. The end of 8. 3-3 at the College World Series.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the College World Series is brought to you by Reebok, by Super 8 Motels, with over 1,000 locations nationwide. Life's great at Super 8. And by Pep Boys. For quality parts, accessories, and service, come to Pep Boys, America's Automotive Supercenter.
We've reached the ninth in Omaha, Nebraska, Rosenblatt Stadium, the College World Series. Mike Patrick, Fred Lynn, Larry Conley with you on D-Day, 50 years after. Hope you've enjoyed all the celebrations all day long of that remarkable achievement, and hope you're enjoying this remarkable ball game because it has been a lot of fun. Peary will go to Eric Thomas as we hit the top of the order for the Sooners here in the ninth. Thomas 0 for 3, has a walk. Squared around as if the bunt, and Anton Williamson charged in from third. Two and one to Eric Thomas.
Mike, with the corners pinched in the way they are, it's really a tremendous advantage for a hitter because he's really cut down the angles of pursuit on a ball between either the first baseman and the second baseman and the third baseman and the shortstop. And the best I ever saw creating those angles was Rod Carew. In his heyday, he was the best bunter in the world. And if the third baseman wasn't in 20 feet, he'd still bunt. So he came in, and then he'd slap it right by him. Tremendous advantage if you can do that.
Of course, Eric Thomas is the guy they would like to get on base. Second leading base stealer on the club. In junior college, he stole 43 of 45. He's had no chance against him.
Well, you can see Anton Williamson, even though there's 2 strikes, he's still, even with the bag, respecting that speed.
And he's been creeping in from there. Strike 3 called outside corner at the knees, and Thomas beefs about it. Backdoor breaking pitch.
Boy, this is a big call in this game because we are now in the 9th inning. We've got the fastest guy on the team up, and he thinks he has ball 4. But the umpire, John Magnuson, does not think that.
Darvin Taylor 1 for 2. Remember the big play he had? It was a ground rule double. It would have scored a run. Flores had to stop at third. And that set up McGonigal's great play from the outfield. Fouled straight back. So many turning points in a baseball game.
Well, you get to a point and say, well, this is the key point. And then an inning later, this is the key point. In this game, there's been a whole bunch of them.
And you're probably right on all of them.
That's right.
If A happens, B can't, then C never would. And that's what makes managers put their heads down. Off the fists, and it'll stay on the infield. Williamson will make the catch. 2 gone. Let's go to Larry Conley. He is with Kathy Brock.
Thank you, Mike. I am with Kathy Brock. And Kathy, the first question obviously is, how's Dad resting?
He's resting very comfortably. He's in the hotel now, and he's got the game on, and he's resting.
You stay in communication with him?
Yeah, I've called a couple times.
Okay. I noticed that you keep score here, and you also keep it pitch by pitch. Were you trained like that?
I was. My mother basically trained me how to do that. She's the statistician, but we keep pitch by pitch, and he likes to get up in the middle of the night and look at it and see what everybody did and when they did it.
Well, knowing the way he is, I know he expects it to be accurate.
He does. He can catch it if you make a mistake.
Okay. Kathy, thank you for visiting with us.
Thank you.
Okay, Mike.
All right, Larry, thank you very much. And Kathy, thank you. Wish your dad the best from all of us. Peary with a fastball has a foul straight back 1 and 2. Gutierrez 1 for 3.
That's the best cut that any right-hander, Mike, has had against Peary all night long.
Fastball right down Broadway.
He hasn't thrown too many balls over the middle of the dish.
Breaking pitch slapped foul off the right side. Nice protective swing by Gutierrez.
That's more the typical swing that we're seeing. A lot of protective swings even early in the count. Peary is just not giving them the ball that they could drive. And the way that this ball game is shaped up, it looks like it's going to be a big fly that's going to decide this thing.
Has not allowed a hit since coming on walk one. Breaking ball hit toward the hole, and there's the base hit. Gutierrez reaches with 2 out in the Oklahoma ninth to send up Damon Minor.
Really, Mike, this is the first time that we will be able to watch Rick Gutierrez as a runner, as a base-stealing threat. He's been getting his base hits, but people have been in front of him. He hasn't been able to turn on the jets.
And another reason that's such a big hit, you have a sidearm right-hander pitching to a left-handed big hitter in Damon Minor.
Damon Minor can reach just about into the other batter's box, so, well, he can't reach that one, but
0 for 4 on the night. He's 2 for 8 in the College World Series.
One thing about Perry, even with the unusual delivery, he gets the ball quickly to the plate. There's not much wasted time there.
Throw over to first. Gutierrez, of course, leads the club with 30 steals in 34 tries. Katie has a good but not sensational arm behind the plate. And Gutierrez trying to get the best lead he can. Would you be running in this situation?
Oh, definitely. No question. As soon as he feels he gets the jump, he's gone. He doesn't need a sign. I'm sure he's on his own. And actually, that's the best way to run, because if the coach puts the sign, the must-steal sign on this particular pitch, oh, I got to go, and you tense up, and then you don't get the good jump. Great base stealers like this guy, they like to go on their own, and they'll pick the pitch when they think they have the jump.
Well, with 2 outs, the hole on the right side far less important. He goes. Here's the throw. He's in there. So Gutierrez gets in scoring position with 2 gone and sets it up for Minor.
Well, you know what I like about this play? He gets an excellent jump, by the way. Here he goes. Boom, there he goes. And he's full speed after about 4 steps. Here you get it from the bug cam, and there's spikes first. That'll clear out anybody that has any thought of blocking you off the bag.
The lead run at second with 2 outs. That one got up a little bit, 2-1.
Well, it got up, but this guy's 6'7".
Yeah.
You know,
got up right where you think he might want it.
Yeah, well, he might not be looking in that zone. He's zoned down against Peary because he's been keeping everything down.
Popped up. Williamson giving chase. He won't get there. Oklahoma on the night, 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position.
Mike, a tough thing to do when you're seeing, especially from the bench, and you've seen this guy, you faced him a couple of times, and you're a left-hand hitter or right-handed hitter, you're zoning down because he's predominantly keeping everything down, ball sinking a little bit. Then when he pops one good, a 4-seamer up, it's very hard to pick it up. It looks like a good pitch to hit, and if you were looking up there, it would be a good pitch. But when you're looking down, you foul those balls off.
2-2. Breaking ball, hammered down to first. Nice play by Lemby, and the inning is over. Some more leather, this time on the infield. We go to the bottom of the ninth in a 3-3 tie. We're tied 3-3 in the bottom of the ninth of the College World Series, and one of the reasons we are still tied in this ball game is because of some Fred Lynn-like outfield play. Just some superb efforts. Billy McGonigal with a diving catch. That was with 2 aboard. And then McGonigal shows his arm, throws out his second runner here in the College World Series in 2 games with another strike to the plate. Then Chip Glass with the bases loaded lays out and makes the catch. He saves 3 runs. And that's why it's only 3-3 instead of 6-6.
That's some great stuff right there, partner.
Not bad at all.
That is as good as it gets at any level.
And Oklahoma will go to its closer. What do we know about Bucky Buckles?
This is I think this is a really quality move on Coach Larry Cochel's part. Walton did his job. Bring in your ace now. It's the bottom of the ninth. ASU's going to come up there with a lot of emotion in this inning, and this is a key inning, obviously. They want to get out of it, get into extras. Bucky Buckles will come at you with a pretty good fastball, decent slider, but his big pitch is the knuckle curve.
Walton went 5 innings, 4 hits, no runs, struck out 4, and walked 2. Buckles has 13 saves, just got a late called strike, 0-2. Tyler 0 for 3. It will be Tyler, Cruz, and Katie. Some power coming to the plate. Breaking pitch fouled back out of play. The count rides at 0-2.
Normally, Mike, you bring your closer in to win a game or finish it off, but this inning, you got to get by this to get into extras. And throw your best gun out there.
And of course, the advantage of winning this game and going 2-0 is enormous. Breaking pitch, got it. Tyler frozen by the hook.
Here's the knuckle curve, and when it's working, it's really a tight spin on a curveball, and it breaks sharply, usually down and in to a left-hand hitter. And he gets a lot of strikeouts with it because hitters swing right over the top of it.
Jacob Cruz pounds it off the right side. Del Nosa throws him out. Excuse me, I said Del Nosa. It's Gutierrez.
David and Linda Smithburg reported immediately to the ticket office. David and Linda Smithburg.
So 2 gone in the bottom of the 9th. Todd Katie with a chance to be a hero, 1 for 4.
Well, Buckles is coming into this bottom of the 9th inning, facing the cream of the crop, 2, 3, 4.
Buckles' first relief appearance in game 1, he gave up 2 runs in 2 innings, 5 hits. Still got the save, but got knocked around pretty good. Fastball on the corner.
Yeah, he was a little rusty. He hadn't gotten much work in, and Vern Rule was telling us that he wasn't as sharp as he normally is. He was getting his knuckle curve up, and they were whacking him around a little bit. But tonight, there's a great knuckle curve, and that's what it does best. It breaks down. He's hitting corners tonight. He has a little bit better pop in his fastball.
Count is 2-2 to Katie. And this part of the Oiler order, Tyler, Cruz, and Katie, a combined 1 for 13 tonight.
But having said all that about Buckles, Katie could end this game with 1 swing if he makes a mistake.
Had the home run in game 1. Wrapped towards short. Rich Hills, high throw, but got it. Ryan Miner took advantage of that 6-7 frame on that throw. We will go to extra innings. Oklahoma and Arizona State. Tied at 3 after 9 full here in Omaha, Nebraska. Mike Patrick, Fred Lynn, Larry Conley with you from Omaha. Baseball tonight coming your way at the conclusion of our telecast. Everyone's standing by for that, and we'll update you on scores from all levels of baseball. Right now, we're tied up in a thriller in the 10th.
Andy. Peterson.
Shortstop Rich Hills to lead it off in the 10th. 2 for 3 tonight. Has an RBI. And throwing a walk. Squared around a bunt. Williamson charging in from third. We've only had a couple of sloppily played ball games in the College World Series. We have seen some excellent defense. Breaking ball high up around the eyes, 1-1. Fury way inside with that 2-1. Breaking pitch hit wide of third. Rich Hills leads it off with a single. 3 for 4 from your number 9 hitter. He's given the top of the order every chance. Excuse me, the 5 hitter.
But he's given Chip Glass plenty of opportunities, that's for sure. Well, we'll see if Chip Glass can get down this bunt. Because if he doesn't bunt, it's a serious story.
Down the third baseline, rolls foul. Glass 0 for 4. His contribution has been the brilliant defensive play.
This is a play that everybody practices every day. The first thing you do when you take your cuts in batting practice is you bunt 2 or 3 balls. You bunt a couple down third, you bunt a couple down first. And guys maybe, you know, might be a little lackadaisical about it. They don't put much effort into it. But this is when it pays off, right now.
No balls and a strike. Hills is back on the throw over from Noah Peary. Bunts it out in front. They'll go to second for the force, and the ball comes loose. Boy, Peary came up and threw a bullet to second base. Should have had it. But they couldn't handle the throw. And Hills went in hard, too.
Yeah, credit Rich Hills with coming into second base hard. Here's the bunt. A decent bunt, but Peary jumps off there in fine fashion. But you know what? Benton looked at the runner coming in hard, feet first, and he pulled back his arm. I guarantee if he was coming in there head first, he'd have been all over that throw.
Fielder's choice on the bunt and an error on Randy Benton. Benton had been the second baseman. They lost Cody McKay to a medical red shirt. He moved to short and has made all the plays for this ball club.
But Mike, it's so important to come in there with your feet because steel represents a lot more fear than fingernails. It's not that you're trying to spike somebody, but you come in there hard like that, you get their attention.
Just so much more physical force, too.
Sure.
Runners at first and second, nobody out to M.J. Mariani, and he wants to bunt it. Takes the called strike, pulled the bat back.
We can be sure that Rich Hills is going to be heads up the runner at second base because we have seen twice in the College World Series in this situation the bunter bunt through the pitch and then the runner at second get picked off.
Outside, 1-1. You were talking about this in an earlier game that to the runner it can be really an optical illusion. You see the ball go through and it looks like it's coming back the other way.
Well, actually, when the runner sees the ball being a strike and he knows it's a buntable ball and the guy bunts through it, he can't see. There's no depth perception.
Bunts it down the right side. They'll go to third and got the lead runner. Nice play by Damon Lemby. Came up throwing and cut down Rich Hills at third.
Lemby, the last couple innings, is earning his stripes defensively. Not only can he hit, jumps off first base and makes a fine play and throws a strike over to Anton Williamson at third. That's a very aggressive play.
And Hills made it close, too.
See, that's the age-old quandary for the runner. He's got to get a good jump, but if he bunts through the ball, he can get picked off.
Now Ryan Miner 1 for 4. Runners still at first and second, but 1 gone. Strike called.
One thing about Peary, he just keeps coming. I mean, he's like a starter.
Starter and a closer combined. One of the rare senior stars in college baseball. Breaking pitch hit off the right side. It's twisting foul. Shore's going over and he won't get there.
Yeah, one thing about this ballpark, the AAA club for the Kansas City Royals plays here, and I bet that they don't like all this foul territory that you see here.
The hitters don't.
No.
Scratch a couple of points off your average during the course of a season.
You bet.
1 out of 13. But like they say, it only takes one. And Ryan Miner is up there with 2 aboard. Strike on the inside corner. Another backdoor breaking pitch. Miner beefs about it, but it really looked like Peary threw a beauty that time.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, Miner he's thinking about right field. See how he leans? He knows that's a strike.
Yeah.
He's trying to duck a call. A guy's 6'7", trying to duck it. But he wants the ball away, away, away. And he's fouled a couple balls off to the right side. He's hit 2 balls to right field. So they finally went inside and they got him.
Baseball Tonight follows our telecast. Peary has now spun 4 1/3 scoreless innings, and it's up to Javier Flores, who is 1 out of 3 with a walk. After putting runners at first and second, he's gotten the next 2 men. Foul back out of play, and if Peary can work his way out of this one, it will give the club a big lift.
Well, the ASU defense executed the defensive bunt play quite well. I mean, that bunt wasn't that bad, but they charged, and they were going for the lead runner in that situation. They got him.
And if there's a base hit to left, remember, McGonigle's out there. Backdoor breaking ball, runner goes, the throw in there. Chip Glass steals third with 2 out, and boy, was that close.
Well, when you steal third base with 2 outs, you have to be able to make it almost standing up. This play is way too close because he can score from second on a base hit. Here's the catch by Anton Williamson. He makes a nice grab here as the throw is inside the bag. From this angle, it's very difficult to see when he hit the leg and when the hand hit the bag, but it was too darn close.
Well, the only advantage he has, being over at third, he can score now on an error, a pass ball, or a wild pitch, or a balk even.
Well,
but that's not much of an edge.
No, that's true, but we have seen some funny hops in this infield and some misplays early in this game by the infielders. So this puts a lot of pressure on these guys now to make a clean play if there's a ground ball. Of course, we're assuming that Javier Flores, can put the ball in play.
Peary has other ideas. He's ahead 1 and 2. In the dirt, struck him out. Noah Peary has been superb for the Sun Devils. And he'll get his ball club to the bottom of the 10th. We're still tied at 3. What a game. Bottom of the 10th. We're tied at 3. And scheduled up Anton Williamson, Damon Lemby, and the defensive star of the ball game, Billy McGonigle. A little air conditioning after doing all that work on the hill. Peary has been wonderful.
Well, you saw his reaction after that last strikeout. Wonderful and emotional. Hey, there's the new style of rally cap. Every year we see a new one, and here it is. The pygmy rally cap.
That's just ugly. Looks like rally beanies. But whatever works. Left-hander Anton Williamson, who has 2 hits tonight, 3 in the College World Series. Taps this one foul against Bucky Buckles. Well, each team has its best pitchers out there right now. It's strength against strength.
Yeah, and the Devils, they've got 2 guys coming up here, Williamson and Lemby, that both can leave the yard.
Swung over top of a breaking ball.
But we are seeing some excellent pitching now.
Aren't we so?
Oh.
Buckles has the school record for appearances, the school and the Big 8 record for saves, now 13. Wasted that one outside.
Well, you know that the winner of this game is going to catch a huge break because they're going to be able to rest all these pitchers. And the loser is not.
Then you can go back to your original game 1 starter and you're in business. Williamson fans, 1 gone, bottom of the 10th. We might be here a while.
This is the advantage of having a ball that can go down in the zone and one that goes up. Here's a fastball that rides up. Williamson's been seeing those knuckle curves that go down, and he's controlling the top of the zone and the bottom of the zone.
Damon Lemby, the switch hitter, 2 for 3, has an RBI, 1 of 3 tonight. Just like the previous hitter, right over top of a breaking ball.
That is a tough pitch for a left-hander to handle. The one that's breaking down and in around the knee tops, you always swing over the top of it, and if you hit it, you hook it foul. The only way to hit that pitch, and actually you don't want to even swing at it unless you have 2 strikes. You have to inside out it. You have to drag your hands in and then let your hands come through the zone first, and you'll hit that ball to left field. But if you try to hook it, you'll go right over the top.
That's why those right-handed sliders are so effective against left-handers.
Especially with 2 strikes.
Just missed the inside corner with a fastball, 2-1, and Buckles staring in after that one. Did he hold up on the breaking ball? No. Well, I think this is an enormously difficult call for umpires. Let's take a look. The only way I'm ever able to tell is the replay.
Yeah, that's true, but well, there he goes.
It's not the wrists. You look at the bat. If it goes across the plate, then free rein for that umpire. Breaking ball called, strike 3. It's a K-fest in the 10th.
No one is willing to give an inch. Each of these pitchers is pitching like this is his last game of his life, and there's the knuckle deuce on the outside edge at the knees. No one hits that pitch.
Billy McGonigal, the senior from Glendale, Arizona, stands in, and his fans in left field are up and bowing. Well, Billy would like to add some offense to all the defensive heroics. He is 0 for 4, but he has himself a pretty good-sized fan club in left field for his heroics out there. Taps this one foul. Picked the toughest guy to come up against in a let me be a hero situation, though.
Boy, talk about a tall order.
I mean, this guy is wicked. Uncle Charlie is really biting. Fastball just missed. Well, when he misses, he doesn't miss by much.
No, these guys are just all over the corners. As a hitter now, you might as well just look for one corner of the plate, try to hit that spot.
Knuckle curve.
And hope that you guess right.
Inside black or outside black.
That's right. One or the other. Take one pitch and look for it until you get 2 strikes. Because if you try to look for both these, the fastball and the knuckle hook, you have no chance.
Fastball hit toward right, twisting foul. Trailer with a dive and didn't get there. Boy, great effort by Darvin Trailer. And where he lands, that warning track is hard.
Well, not only is it hard, but he looks like he landed on the mound to me. And this is a very tough play. Oh. This is a tough play for the off outfielders when the bullpens are down in the corner, because a lot of the times, if you were to have to go another 2 feet, he'd have to run up that hill, and it throws you off stride.
Yeah, your knees just buckle. Boy, there was no quit in that. He was just all out. Breaking ball chop. Might be a tough play. Mariani has a great arm and didn't have a chance. The old Baltimore chop, and Billy McGonigal gets his first hit of the ball game and has a big smile.
His fans like him. Yeah. That's a great call. Baltimore chop right off the top of the plate. The only place you can hit the knuckle curve is straight down. Here it is. And actually, Mariani, MJ, he'd be better served to let this go. It had a lot of spin on it. You know that. It might have spun foul because he doesn't have any play there.
Well, as it was, he made a good decision in not throwing it. Just take a bite out of it. And now Todd Delnos, who is 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. has a chance. McGonigal does not have a great stolen base percentage, only 12 out of 21, been caught 9 times. But you have to figure with Del Nose up there, you're going to want to run him.
And Del Nose, you know, primarily plays against left-handed pitching. Boy, talk about a tough right-hander to face. And you don't see that many of them.
Very close.
Billy be leaning. Yeah, he's having a good time. That's great to see. And the pressure of this game in the series is not getting to him.
Ball gets away from Flores, and McGonigal will coast into second base. The winning run down to second with 2 outs.
Boy, Flores has had so many tough plays throughout this game. Here's another knuckle deuce, and he can't quite get his glove around. It looked like it almost spun his glove off his hand, and he can't quite cradle it. That's got to be a wild pitch.
And now I think they want to talk about what they want to do with Del Nose. Do you walk him and set up the force? His run doesn't count. But it's going to bring up Randy Betton. Normally you'd say that's fine. He's the number 9 hitter, but he's ripped the cover off the ball.
I think under normal circumstances that would be a pretty good call, but in the fact that Del Nose doesn't really play that much against right-handers and doesn't have a lot of at-bats, he's been hurt a lot of the season, you have to pitch to this kid.
Yeah, Betton is 3 for 4. I mean, you can look at all the stats you want, but he's a hot hitter right now.
That's exactly right.
Game on the line for Buckles and Del Nose. Outside third, foul.
Well, at least Del Nose has the count in his favor. He can pick out his pitch in this situation. He's not obligated to swing at anything that he doesn't want to.
And he is a battler. Came back from that serious knee injury. No surgery because he wanted to play at the end of the year. He got his wish. Now he can win the ball game. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Had a pretty good cut.
Yeah, but he was looking for the knuckle deuce. It was in the back of his mind. That fastball went right by him.
88 miles an hour on the gun. Another fastball high. 3-2.
I like that pitch sequence by Buckles and Flores. Batting double up on that pitch. You just blew it by him. Now you know he's thinking knuckle deuce, and you throw it again. That's what you call doubling up. And of course, they have Vern Rule as their pitching coach, and he was known for that in his major league career.
3-2. Fouled straight back. Well, you've seen the good fastball. You've seen the good knuckle curve. If you were calling pitches right now, what would you want him to throw?
Whatever they feel most comfortable with throwing. Because he has 2 quality pitches. If he feels comfortable throwing the knuckle deuce 3-2 and he loses them, so what?
They've both been pretty effective, haven't they?
That's right.
Fastball missed. Pointers grousing from one dugout, applause from the other.
Well, that sets up a force play at third, but his run means nothing. It means nothing. He had an open base, so he really was in a great position there. It's a tough position to be in as a hitter because you know there's an open base and you know you're not going to get a good pitch to hit.
The Sun Devils with a chance to win it. Randy Betton has 2 singles and a double. The average at 299. Strike call. Boy, and every pitch now either gets cheers and or groans, depending on what side of the stadium you're on.
That's exactly right. Well, it's pitch by pitch. We're at that time of the game.
Hit back up the middle. Stopped by the shortstop. The force at second. And I tell you what, the infield grass prevented that from being a single up the middle. We have played 10 full. We go to the 11th. 3-3. College World Series, Omaha, Nebraska, winner's bracket game between Oklahoma and Arizona State. We're tied at 3. Nobody has scored since the 3rd inning. And the pitching has just gotten better and better. The defense has been incredible. Like Ernie Banks said, let's play 2. This one was so good.
We might play 2.
Yeah, we might get 2 for the price of 1. Dustin Hanson will be the pinch hitter. Hitting .314, a sophomore from Shattuck, Oklahoma.
Well, it's easy to see why Hanson is hitting for Thomas in this situation. Thomas has struck out twice looking against Peary. It didn't have a good at bat in either time, so they thought they'd try somebody else.
The winner of this game gets a couple of days off, doesn't have to play again until Thursday, and really sets up the pitching rotation for the rest of the series. The loser, however, has to come back tomorrow night, and they will play the Miami Hurricanes, the team that eliminated Auburn this afternoon. Hanson, if you're thinking ahead, has only 2 home runs all year, but had 1 against Texas in the regionals.
Well, they don't lose a whole lot. He's a .300 hitter, and if he gets on base, he's 6 out of 6.
And was a tremendous high school quarterback, and he is on base. So we'll see what Larry Koshel wants to do here with Darvin Traylor, the left-handed hitter, up.
You know, the straight bunt hasn't been working so well. Maybe a hit and run is in order.
Goes for the bunt, gets a good one down toward first base. Look at Peary. Well, now that's fielding your position. I mean, cat quick off the mound, and he said, see ya, I got it myself.
I was wondering if he was going to stop.
So Traylor gets the sacrifice down, and Hanson goes to second.
Well, you hit it right on the head, partner. He jumps off this mound like a big cat. This is a good bunt. And look at him go. Traylor says, nope, got me beat.
I mean, this is Jim Cott with speed.
Woo!
He'll get me for that.
Yeah, oh, sure. Of course, we must mention that the Kitty won about 16 Golden Gloves.
Didn't he, though? Weren't many around the history of the game that fielded their position any better than that. But Peary just made a class defensive play. Gutierrez, 2 for 4. Chance to drive in the go-ahead run straight back. If you're a fan of relief pitching, hope you've been with us all night because it has been sparkling. 12 2/3 combined innings, no runs. Well, that one, I think he crossed him up and it just cracked off of Katie's mask.
That's no question, Mike. He hit it right on the head again. That's definitely a cross-up.
Looked like he was waiting on the ball to break down.
Katie's talking to him right now. Here you see the pitch. Here's Peary letting go with a high, hard one. And Katie's looking for something to break.
Yes, sir.
And it's a ricochet off Katie and off the umpire. And John Magnuson says, hey, please get your signals straight, boys. Actually, ASU kind of caught a break there because that ball could have easily gone into the dugout. It could have gone anywhere.
It was very close to going in the dugout. Now, I have seen this happen on purpose on occasion with nobody on. But not in the 11th inning of a tie game. And Big John Magnuson looks like he's all right. But what it does is get the lead run over to third with only 1 out. And now Gutierrez is going to be looking to get anything he can to the outfield as the infield comes in to cut off the run. The lead RBI man on this club was 63. Hit it to center field. Should be deep enough. Cruz with the catch. And the throw's offline. Oklahoma takes a 4-3 lead as pinch hitter Dustin Hanson scores on the sacrifice fly. And we waited since the third inning for timely hitting, and there it was.
Well, fortunately enough for the Sooners of Oklahoma, their best hitter and the only guy that's really having quality swings against Peary gets a ball that he can handle and drives it into the outfield just deep enough so that Cruz can't make the play.
And the only reason that works is because they crossed him up and got the extra base. Minor pounds it into the ground. Peary with another nice stab and throws him out. The run is unearned because the official ruling is a passed ball. But it counts. It's 4-3 Oklahoma. Arizona State will have 3 outs to try to tie Oklahoma. The Sooners who scored in the top of the 11th. Peary hoping his ball club can come back. He has been superb in relief except missing the one sign. Sports Center will follow our broadcast. Hanson has gone into left field for Eric Thomas, the man he pinch hit for. And Scott Shores, 1 out of 5, will lead it off. Strike call. The leading home run hitter on the field, 21 this year. Pounds this one into the ground. Facing a tough relief pitcher in Bucky Buckles, who had been recruited by the Sun Devils, expected to go there to play and had trouble with his grades. Later, he picked them up and went to Oklahoma. Check swing. Buckles, nice stab. Might have been a tough play if he doesn't come up with it. One gone, bottom of the 11th.
Yeah, both of these pitchers, Peary and Buckles, field their position well, and it's really very important. You can save yourself so much agony if you could just catch a ground ball once in a while.
You talked earlier in the series about the importance. Some of these guys are off balance after they make a pitch, or not in good fielding position.
That's one of the keys, is what do you do after you throw the pitch? Are you ready for a comeback, or are you ready to get off the mound to field a bunt?
Sean Tyler. Now 1-1. Outfield playing him toward the left. Tyler hits it hard, but Gutierrez comes up at second base. 2 gone. And it's all up to Jacob Cruz, the Pac-10 Southern Division Player of the Year, a .409 hitter on the season. At least if you go down, you'll go down with your best.
Well, the Oklahoma Sooners have handled Jacob Cruz pretty easily tonight. He's 0 for 5 and really hasn't had that many quality swings, and this guy's hitting .400.
Buckles just keeps pouring it in there, either the fastball or the knuckle curve.
See, that right there tells me that he's a little bit befuddled. He took a fastball that's his pitch.
Kathy Brock keeping the scorebook for her dad and hoping that Cruz can come through and keep Arizona State's hopes alive in the bottom of the 11th. Got him with the knuckle curve. That's 2 strikes and a ball.
Well, right now, Bucky Buckles, obviously in the driver's seat, has gotten a strike via the fastball and the knuckle deuce. He can go either way.
Foul back. Count rides at 1-2. In the dirt.
If you want to miss with a knuckle deuce, that's where you want to miss with it, because it comes in there so hard. If it's up in the zone, it's almost like a bad fastball.
He hasn't missed with much that was over the plate. 2-2. Struck him out. Oklahoma wins a great ball game in 11. 4-3. 4-8-2 for the Sooners. 3-10-2 for Arizona State. Peary is the loser in relief. 11-2. Buckles the winner. 4-3. And Rick Gutierrez, our Reebok player of the game, went 2 for 4, drove in 2 runs with sacrifice flies. Tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern, the white knuckle ride continues. Cal State, Fullerton, and Florida State in an elimination game. And another one tomorrow night. Miami against Arizona State. A heartbreak loser tonight, 4-3. The relief pitching and the defense were tremendous. And Oklahoma gets to celebrate. Joining Georgia Tech at 2-0. The heartbreak on the other side for the Sun Devils of Arizona State. Fred, quite a ballgame.
It doesn't get any better than this, Michael. We saw everything in this ballgame that you could ask for. What next?
For Fred Lynn and Larry Connolly, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Mike Patrick. Good night from Omaha.